Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host. Just a little sports better here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Saturday, January 17th, NBA and college basketball. We have a huge slate of bets in both college basketball and the NBA today, so we're going to hop right into it. If you're back again to watch our show, welcome back. If it's your first time here, welcome aboard. Love seeing you all here. All of our episodes brought to you by Outlier, the world's number one sports betting app. If you like getting bets that hit at 60, 70, 80, 90%, if you want to get where the money's coming out of the books, get ahead of all the sharps out there, you can do so. 7-day free trial of that, of Outlier. The link in the comment section or the YouTube channel page. Also, our Discord channel, also available in the comment section or the YouTube channel page. Join a couple hundred plus members that love doing the same thing you do. It's called Sports Wagering. Get bets from multiple cappers. Not only that, you're going to get all of our bets early. You're going to get all of our unit sizes as well, so you know where to put the majority of your money as well. As we go through so many plays, not enough bankroll for everybody to get every one of them down. So you want to make sure you get those bigger bets first. You can do so by joining the Discord channel, couple hundred plus members that love sports wagering. Get in where you fit in. If you're watching this show for any length of time whatsoever, more than likely this is going to be the Discord for you. All right, let's get started. College basketball. Like I said, we've got a monster slate. Noon Eastern time frame. UConn and Georgetown will be the first game to kind of kick us off there. UConn, let's be honest, they've been really good as of late. They just have not been covering the number tremendously well. Georgetown, a little bit different beast, though. Georgetown started off kind of decently so far this season. The Big East has not been kind to them at 1-5 so far in the Big East. UConn's been a monster, 7-0 so far in the Big East, looking like they're going to take a number one seed, 17-1 overall. Unless injuries happen here, UConn should be a number one seed when this is all said and done. That being said, in this game here, UConn 11.5 point favorite, 141.5 total. We're rolling with the Huskies. UConn -6 in the first half, -11.5 for the game. Another noon Eastern time frame on Big Ten Network. Illinois, Minnesota. This game in Champaign, the State Farm Center. Illinois, 13th ranked team in the country. They are 16.5 point favorites here. The number to pay attention to in this one here is 142.5. Golden Gophers have went under in this one here. They've went under. I think it's in 7 consecutive road games. We like the under here as well. We'll take Minnesota, Illinois under 73.5 first half, 142.5 for the game. Next game up. We're not playing in Virginia SMU, but a very interesting battle there. Need more data points here to kind of play some Virginia stuff. But at noon Eastern time frame, the next one up, Kentucky and Tennessee in Knoxville, Food City Center. Tennessee favored by 6.5. This line already up to $146.5. Well, I shouldn't say up to, about where it's been for the last few hours or so. We like the over in this one. We think Kentucky can score, and Tennessee should be able to put up enough buckets to win this one and get this over. Kentucky and Tennessee over 76.5 first half, over 146.5 for the game. The next game we are on, really like, there's a couple other ones in there that are definitely interesting for sure. As the computer plays the nasty trick of flipping over just the Division One game, or flipping over there. Notre Dame, Virginia Tech. This game on the ACC network at noon Eastern time frame in Blacksburg. VTech favored by 5.5 here. No surprise there. Notre Dame's really 1-3 in the ACC. They're starting to show their wares here. Total 141.5. This is going to be another over game. We see a lot of buckets coming here. I think Virginia Tech has a decent chance to get to the 80s as well to help cover this. Notre Dame, Virginia over 73.5 first half and 141.5 for the game. Next game we are on, Alabama. As they went somewhere. Well, all right. Bama favored by 5.5 in this game coming up here. What do we got? A noon Eastern time on this one as well. I'm sorry, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Bama favored by 5.5 at Norman, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's definitely hit the skids over here the last couple of weeks as they're 1-3 now in the SEC. Bama's laying 5.5, and so are we. Bama minus 3 first half and 5.5 for the game. Next game up, or I should say next game we're on, right? There's a lot of 11 o'clock games, but we'll get to the noon out here in Phoenix, 2 o'clock Eastern time frame. Peacock and NBC Sports Network. Iowa State heading to Cincinnati. Iowa State been playing a lot of under games here as late. They have not been blowing teams out like they were. They did take their first loss against Kansas in Lawrence here recently as well. Iowa State's one of the better teams in the country, but that Big 12 schedule is a monster. They're favored by 6.5, 141.5 total here. And this is just going back to the under here. As like I said, Iowa State's defense is pretty strong. Cincinnati doesn't really have a monster offense. Iowa State, Cincy, under 74.5 first half, under 141.5 for the game. Next game we're on, also at 2 o'clock Eastern time frame, ESPN. Florida, Vanderbilt. Florida all of a sudden has heated up. 12-5 overall, 3-1 in the SEC. Vandy just took its first loss, and sometimes bouncing back is not that easy. This game in Nashville, home game for Vandy here. Vandy favored by 2.5, 163.5 total. This one here is Utah's. They've been on not Utah. Florida's, we're on a roll. I'm already looking at the next game, guys. Sorry about that. Florida money line first half. Florida money line. I'm sorry. Florida plus 1.5 first half and plus 2.5 for the game. I think it's real. You might as well go ahead and play the money line is there. We did take a couple points just for a little bit of extra cushion. Next game we're on, 2 o'clock Eastern time, TNT and True TV, TCU, Utah. Utah has struggled mightily here in the Big 12, 0-4 so far in the Big 12. TCU 1-3. They have played some of the better teams TCU has. That all being said, we think Utah turns this thing around. We're actually going to take a little bit of game, a little bit less unit play here, but we do like Utah to win this one outright at home. Utah money line first half, Utah money line for the game. Next game up, also 2 o'clock Eastern time, over on Fox. Big Ten matchup here. Indiana at home against Iowa. Iowa always struggles at Assembly Hall. They have, since I was a kid. Iowa 12-5, 2-4 in the Big Ten. Indiana also 12-5, 3-3 in the Big Ten. It's the home team here. We'll take the points out of play. We'll pay the juice. Indiana money line first half. Indiana money line for the game. Next game up. We said we didn't have a lot of games for Saturday, right? We got a ton of games here. And there's a lot at that 2 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to 2:15 Eastern time. Miami, Clemson on the CW network in Clemson, Little John Coliseum. 4-0 ACC record for Miami, 5-0 ACC record for Clemson. Both teams coming in playing pretty good ball as of late. We just like Clemson, this home team. At home, there's nothing not to really like about Clemson against the entire ACC. So Clemson minus 2.5 first half, minus 4.5 for the game. 2:30 Eastern time on FS1. Utah State, team you're probably not going to hear too much about, but they are on the road here in Phoenix. They're playing Grand Canyon at the Global Credit Union Arena. Utah State coming in 15-1, 23rd ranked team in the country, 6-0 in the Mountain West. Grand Canyon not as good as they've been the last couple seasons, 10-6 overall, 3-2 in the Mountain West. This one here, Utah State, I believe, is going to be a heck of a tournament team. And they're a heck of a team right now. They're laying 5.5 here. Don't be scared, even though they're on the road. Utah State -3 in the first half, -5.5 for the game. Next game up, when in doubt, if you're looking for a college basketball bet, turn to this team here. 3 o'clock Eastern time frame, ESPN Plus. Northern Iowa on the road at Valparaiso in Valparaiso, Indiana. UNI favored by 2.5. That's not the line to be considered here. The 130.5. How many times do you see UNI with a 130 total? You know where we're going here. If you've been watching the show for any time whatsoever, if you just want to make consistent money, just bet unders on UNI all season and it's going to work out. UNI under 68.5 for staff, under 130.5 for the game. Next game we're on 3 o'clock Eastern time frame as well. ESPN Plus. Merrimack hosting Quinnipiac in this one. Quinnipiac 5-2 in the MAC, 12-6 overall. Merrimack all of a sudden with that 6-1 record in the MAC up to 10-8 after they got trounced by everybody early. The number we want to take a look at there here is that 143 and a half. This thing's already went up. You're getting a little bit better than we did earlier. I thought 142 would be a little bit of a gift, but people still betting the over. This is an under game for us again. Merrimack Quinnipiac under 75 and a half first half, 142 and a half for the game. Next game up, LSU, Missouri, SEC Network in Baton Rouge at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. LSU, who is 0-4 in the SEC, is a 1.5 point favorite. Ring the alert here. 12-5 overall. Missouri 13-4, 3-1 in the SEC. Missouri not getting a lot of road love, and I understand why. They are not that good on the road, but LSU is no bueno whatsoever. Missouri figures out a way to win this one. Might be a little bit tougher to win this one, but at plus money, you got to hang in there. Missouri money line first half. Missouri money line for the game. Next game that we were on, 4 o'clock Eastern time frame. Arizona travels to Orlando to the Edition Financial Arena to play UCF. UCF has played some really good basketball as of late. Arizona, the number one team in the country, they come in as 9.5 point favorites, 165 and a half. Upset of the day. UCF, we believe, is going to take this one at home. I really like what I know. A lot of people make fun of Arizona. A lot of the teams have started to take a loss as we get deeper into the conference season. I think Arizona is still one of the best teams in the country out there, but I think UCF snags them at home in this one, and you can get this like plus 400 on this one. UCF money line first half, UCF money line for the game. This is our longer shot of the day. If you want to be a little bit safe at it, take the 9.5 points, but I really honestly think UCF has a great chance to knock off Arizona. 4 o'clock Eastern time frame on NBC. Michigan just took their first loss last week, 15-1 overall, 5-1 in the Big Ten. Goes to Eugene and Matthew Knight Arena. Michigan, a monster favorite as they should be. Oregon 1-5 in the Big Ten so far. They're not that good. They even got beat by Ohio State at home. So what's Michigan going to do, right? Probably truck roll. Michigan's had a couple tighter games lately than normal. They're 18.5 point favorites, 157.5 total. This line has went up since we got it. We do like the over here. Get it before you gets it even higher. Michigan, Oregon over 79.5 first half, 156.5 for the game. Also, 4 o'clock Eastern time frame. Big Ten Network. Nebraska travels to Northwestern in Evanston, Illinois. Nebraska 5.5 point favorites. They bring in their undefeated record, 17-0, 6-0 in the Big Ten. Northwestern has yet to win a Big Ten game. Nebraska only a 5.5 point favorite here, so might be a little bit of alarm here for the line. I think Nebraska's still got more than enough to get this job done here. Nebraska -3 first half, -5.5 for the game. Next game up, 4 o'clock Eastern time frame. ACC Network. North Carolina travels all the way out to Berkeley to play Cal. North Carolina 14-3, only 2-2 in the ACC so far. Cal 13-5, 1-4 in the ACC. It's going to be a tough one here for Cal. North Carolina has not played that well on the road. We're going to take Cal plus the 6.5 here. Cal plus 3.5 first half and plus 6.5 for the game. Next game up, also 4 o'clock Eastern time frame. ESPN2. Georgia at home in Athens, taking on Arkansas. Now, we've liked Arkansas most of the year. 13-4 overall. They're 3-1 in the SEC. Georgia 2-2 in the SEC, 14-3 for the season. Georgia favored by 2.5. The number to look at here is this total is ridiculously high. It was 182.5. A lot of books already down to 181.5. It's going under. I think this game's played in the 170s. I just think the buck 80s is too much. Arkansas, Georgia under 95.5 first half, under 182.5 for the game. Next game up, Richmond in St. Louis, 4 o'clock Eastern time frame, CBS Sports Network in St. Louis. St. Louis is an A10 team that's going to be in the tournament. They're 16-1, 4-0 overall in the Atlantic 10. They're 14.5 point favorites here, 162.5 total. I'll be really honest here. This line's come down from 15.5 to 14.5. I just think it's too many points. St. Louis is going to win this game, but I don't think they win by 15. So give us Richmond plus 8.5 first half, plus 15.5 for the game. Next game we're on. How about a little, let's see here. So we scroll through UT Arlington, Utah Valley, 4 o'clock Eastern time in Orem, Utah. Utah Valley at home, and getting 11 and a half here. I'm a little surprised at the line at 11 and a half. Both teams have been respectable so far in the WAC. I just think 11 and a half is too much here in this one. So we'll take UT Arlington plus 6 first half and plus 11 and a half for the game. And as we get into the later on in the schedule, Purdue is the next game we are on at 6 o'clock Eastern time frame on Peacock out in LA at the Galen Center. They're taking on USC. They're 9.5-point favorites here, 155.5 total. USC 14-3. All three of those losses coming in the Big Ten as they're 3-3. Purdue 16-1. And they seem to ride the ship ever since that embarrassment when they got beat at home by Iowa State. Purdue favored by 9.5. I think they easily cover that number. Good chance to win by 20 for Purdue. Purdue -5 first half, 9.5 for the game. Duke Stanford is the next matchup we are on. That game also 6 o'clock Eastern time on the ACC network. Duke coming in 5-0 in the ACC, 16-1 overall. Stanford 14-4, 3-2 in the ACC. Now, Dookie's favored by 9.5. They haven't had great success covering double-digit numbers. 146.5, and Stanford plays a little bit slower basketball. We like Duke Stanford under 77.5 first half, 146.5 for the game. Next game we're on, 6 o'clock Eastern time frame as well. Michigan State, Washington, Big Ten Network. Man, we got a lot of college basketball. I knew we had a lot of college basketball plays, but man, as we go through this, Washington at home getting 3.5, total 141.5. The only thing you have to worry about when betting Michigan State is one thing: can they shoot? We think they shoot okay in this one. They're only favored by 3.5. I think the lines have started to come down on them a little bit as people have been fading Michigan State. This is the time to back them. Michigan State -2 first half, -3.5 for the game. Next game we're on. How about a little 6 o'clock Eastern time frame, ESPN, Texas A&M and Texas. No, this is not a football matchup, folks, but should be a hell of a one. This one played at the Moody Center in Austin. Texas 11-6 overall, 2-2 in the SEC. Texas A&M 13-4, 3-1 in the SEC. Texas, though, is favored by 5.5. If this thing was 3.5, 2.5, we probably wouldn't have played this thing. But 5.5 is too many here against A&M. So we'll take the Aggies here in this one, +3 in the first half, +5.5 for the game. And then our final college basketball game will be BYU at 8 o'clock Eastern time, having to go to Lubbock to play Texas Tech. So BYU 16-1, 4-0 in the Big 12. They have been a lot. I thought they were going to be good with this one, but they've been solid. They've got a couple more players just rather than the super freshmen. Texas Tech, on the other hand, they've, after the start where they couldn't cover a thing, have covered a few games as late. Texas Tech laying 2.5, 160.5 total. We're going to take the road upset here. BYU money line first half and BYU money line for the game. All right, let's hop over to the NBA as we've got a full slate going on over the NBA as well. It's ridiculous on how many games they've got on this Saturday. 5 o'clock Eastern time frame, Jazz at the Mavericks. Dallas favored by 4.5. That total is a monster, 242.5 in this game. Let's look through the injury report quickly. It's going to be Lauri Markkanen out with an illness. Harkless game time decision. Nang still out for the Jazz. The Mavs have a load of people on there, including Max Christie, illness. Cooper Flagg, game time decision with the ankle. PJ Washington, game time decision with the ankle. Gafford, game time decision with the ankle. And, of course, Anthony Davis out till March. I guess they need some new ankles down in the Mavericks. Mavs do come in. Winners 2 out of their last 5. And same thing for the Jazz. Jazz just got smashed by the Mavericks here by 22. Now we've got a back-to-back game here. That's why this line is so far down. Mavs money line's the way we're going to play this one. I'm not saying they're going to smash him, and the juice wasn't horribly bad to get him at the money line here. So Mavs money line first quarter, first half, and game. Naj Marshall, 19 plus points. Yusuf Nurkic, 29 plus par points, assists, rebounds combined. Nurkic, 6 plus field goals. Williams for the Mavs, 6+ field goals. Nurkic, 15+ rebounds and assists. Powell, under 7.5 rebounds. And Williams, once again for the Mavs, 15+ points in that one. Should be an interesting game as they just played each other. And like I said, it sounds like Cooper might be out as well, but AD being out. The Mavs they're 12-11 at home after they started off so bad. The problem is they're 10 games under 500 overall, and they're singing for a lottery pick. 7:30 Eastern time frame is the next slate of NBA games. We'll start off with the Celtics at the Hawks. Celtics 25-15, 13-8 on the road. Hawks 20-23, and 7-11 at home. They have just been god awful they're above 500 on the road, folks. That's the crazy part of this. Injury report: Peyton Pritchard, game time decision with an ankle. Josh Minott out, and Tatum obviously still out for the Hawks. Dyson Daniels, game time decision. Arissa Shear, the number one pick a couple years ago, is out with the knee. Porzingis is out again, and there you go. Porzingis is always out, though. That's one of those trades. Boston was so glad to get him off the books financially, and Atlanta was happy to have him, but hasn't had him. Celtics money line is the way here in this one. They are, like I said, they are a couple point, 3.5-point favorite. Juice not too bad. Just take the points out of play. Celtics money line, first quarter, first half in game. Derek White, who all of a sudden is starting to struggle again, as he had a 3-week stretch there where he was over. Now he's back to the unders again. Derek White under 28.5 points and rebounds combined. Derek White, though, 6+ assists. Derek White under 34.5 par. Walker Alexander, 4+ rebounds. Ever since that trade, though, Walker Alexander has been underperforming as he was before that trade, even though Trae Young wasn't playing. But now McCollum and those guys are taking minutes. Derek White under 3.5 threes. Walker Alexander, 4+ rebounds. Jaylen Brown under 7.5 rebounds. And Jalen Johnson, who's been a par machine, but it's not been assists as of late. It's been mainly points and rebounds. Jalen Johnson under 7.5 assists. Next game up, 7:30 Eastern time frame as well. Pacers on the road, where they have a whopping 2 wins for the season, headed to Detroit. Detroit 29-10, 15-4 overall. Pistons are 12.5-point favorites, 225.5 total. So far, they've played 2 games against each other. Pistons won by 15 and 5 have been the games so far. And injury report: Mathurin out, Isaiah Jackson game time decision for rest, Obi Toppin out still till next month, and of course Halliburton's been out for the season. Asur Thompson for the Pistons game time decision. Heel, Cade Cunningham game time decision wrist, Paul Reed game time decision personal, and Wendell Moore Jr. game time decision hamstring. So I think the Pistons win this game. I just think the 12.5 is I'm not saying we're in the dog days of summer like we did with the MLB, but this time of year, about a month out from the All-Star break, gets a little wonky. Guys starting needing rest as they're starting to get, and all of a sudden everybody's nicked up a little bit more than possible here. So I still think the Pistons win this game, but I think the 12.5 is just too much. Pacers plus 3.5 first quarter, 6.5 first half, 12.5 for the game. Pascal Siakam, 28+ points and assists. Ben Shepherd, 3+ rebounds. Furphy, 1+ assist in the first quarter. We hit this one on Friday. We think this hits again on Saturday. He's hit this in 9 consecutive games, and it's still plus 160 on Hard Rock. TJ McConnell, 4+ field goals. Jaden Ivey, 11+ points and rebounds combined. TJ McConnell, 10+ points. Siakam, 31+ points and rebounds. And Holland for the Pistons, his number's now up to 5+ rebounds, but still well worth playing him at 5 rebounds. Next game up, 7:30 Eastern time frame, NBA TV. And of course, if it's a national game, it's got to be the Knicks, right? Even though their record's not outstanding, but they always seem to get national games because they draw a lot of eyeballs. Suns are on the road, 10-12 on the road, 24-17 overall. I will give the Suns credit. They're going to go over their win total at 32.5. They only need like 9 more wins to do so. I did not expect this out of them at all. Really shocked. They've won a lot of games. They've been competitive, even though they've had injuries. Jalen Green's been hurt most of the year. Devin Booker's missing several stretches. This one here, let's go over the injury report really quick. Knicks and Suns, by the way, did play earlier in Phoenix in what January earlier this month, and Suns won by 5. For the Suns, Bouye out concussion, Jalen Green out hamstring, Devin Booker game time decision with that ankle. For the Knicks, only one person on the injury report, and that's their biggest piece. Jalen Brunson game time decision with the ankle as well. Knicks are favored, no shock there. Surprised that the line was only 3.5, but a lot of that has to do with Brunson, as everybody's affinity for Brunson. But it's an excellent opportunity here to take care of the Knicks. They can beat the Suns without Brunson. -1 first quarter, 2 first half, 3.5 for the game. OG Anunoby, 17 plus points. Miles Bridges, 20 plus points and rebounds combined going against his old team. Connor Gillespie, as of late, has been on the struggle bus 4 out of his last 5. So we're going to go under 23.5 par points, assists, rebounds. Mark Williams, under 20.5 par points, assists, rebounds. Mikal Bridges, 4 plus assists. He's hit this in a lot of games consecutively. Towns, 21 plus points. He's not been scoring. The reason why we'll play Towns at 21 plus is simply this. If Brunson's not playing, he's going to score probably close to 30. If Brunson's playing, he's still live for the 21 plus points, even though we're playing this well ahead of time. Bridges, 2 plus threes, and Dylan Brooks for the Suns under 2.5 threes. Next game up, Thunder, Heat, 8 o'clock Eastern time, down in South Beach. Miami getting 9.5 at home, 234.5 total. So the Thunder, still a fantastic record, 35-7. They're not going to, with the losses they've taken here as of late, over the last, 15 games, they're obviously not going to probably get to the record. But you don't need to get to the record. You just need to win the Western Conference and that. They have not played a game all season long between the two of them. Injury report, Hartenstein out and Nikola Topic out until late next month at least. For the Heat, here is some bigger news, though. 2 guys that are pretty much cogs in the wheel, Jaquez and Davion Mitchell, both out. Tyler Hero, game time decision. Of course, Terry Rozier will probably never play in the league again, but he's on the injury report. So we've got to mention it. We like the Thunder laying the 9.5 in this spot. I think they've got a great chance. The question is can they keep the scoring down on the other side? I think they can. Thunder -2.5 first quarter, 5 first half, 9.5 for the game. AJ Mitchell's been playing extremely well as of late, 17 plus points and rebounds. Larson for the Heat, under 13.5 points and rebounds. AJ Mitchell, 13 plus points. AJ Mitchell, 21 plus par points, assists, rebounds combined. Chet Holmgren, under 9.5 rebounds. He's hit that one in 9 consecutive. Bam, under 10.5 rebounds. I'm surprised the number was that big for Bam. SGA, under 6.5 assists. Larson, under 3.5 rebounds. And Mr. Dort, 12 plus points and rebounds. Next game up, is going to be the T-Wolves and the Spurs in San Antonio at the Frostbank Center. San Antonio, 6.5 point favorite, 228.5 total here. And we'll give you injury report wise, Anthony Edwards, game time decision, and Terrence Shannon out. For the Spurs, Castle's under the weather with illness, so game time decision there. And Vassal's still out for at least a few more days for the Spurs. Spurs coming in, won 3 out of their last 5. Same for the T-Wolves. T-Wolves come off a loss. They should have had that game against Houston. They led pretty much. It just figures for the T-Wolves. If they're not coming from behind, they can't figure out a way to win. After they smashed the Bucks and then somehow figure out a game they had in hand with Houston to lose that one late. But simply put, the Spurs being 14-5 at home, we like the home team in this particular spot. Here, let's run through all those plays for you in the Spurs game. So Spurs -1.5 first quarter, 3.5 first half, 6.5 for the game. Mike Conley Jr. under 7.5 points. Champagnie for the Spurs, 7 plus rebounds. Harrison Barnes under 2.5 rebounds. He's hit that in 6 consecutive. McDaniels under 5.5 field goals. DiVincenzo under 3.5 threes. And lo and behold, De'Aaron Fox, 4 plus rebounds. Go figure that one, as we've been stuck on It seems like we got San Antonio guards and rebounds seem to be extremely popular plays for us. We're okay with that. Fox has made us a boatload of money as of late, and we'll continue to go back as it's decent juice at 4+ rebounds as well. Naz Reid, 22+ points and rebounds in that one there. Next NBA game is going to be the Hornets and the Warriors, 8:30 Eastern time. The Hornets have been hot, amazingly enough. Warriors 15-6 at home, 23-19 overall. The Hornets 15-26, 8-14 overall. Injury report wise, just Diabate game time decision. Plumlee still out for the Hornets. For the Warriors, Seth Curry still out and Goi Santos still out. And for the Warriors, they've won 4 out of their last 5. And for the Hornets, they've only won 2 out of their last 5, but they've been basic. They did not cover against the Lakers. They did cover against the Clips. They covered against the Pacers. They covered against the Raptors. They might not be winning a bunch of games, but they're winning a bunch of games for bettors. And to be really honest, folks, that's what we care about on this show, period, is that. So this one here, and like I said, Warriors, nice little win, beating the Knicks at home. Then they had Portland at home. They did lose to Atlanta at home. They beat Sacramento. So this homestand's been pretty solid to them so far. This one here, we're going to like the Hornets to keep this thing close. You know, it's been a long homestand here for the Warriors. Maybe they get a little comfortable. So we'll take that 6.5. We'll be okay there. Hornets +2 first quarter, 3.5 first half, 6.5 for the game. Miles Bridges, 20+ points and assists. Steph Curry, 6+ assists. Lonzo Ball under 7.5 assists. His assist numbers have went down since Colin Sexton's really been pumping and playing a lot. Sexton, 15+ points and assists. Knuppel, 18+ points. Jimmy Butler, pretty sizable plus money here for 6+ assists on him. And Brandon Miller, who I like, but is a little bit of a turnover machine, 3+ turnovers. Draymond under 5.5 assists. Moses Moody under 2.5 rebounds. I cannot figure out why that guy can never seem to get 3 rebounds, but on a consistent basis, he just doesn't. All right, and the final game of the night, 10 o'clock Eastern time frame. Lakers, Blazers. Lakers 24-15, 13-7 on the road. Blazers 20-22, 11-10 at home. Blazers favored by 3.5, 223.5 total. The reason for the Blazers being a favorite here is real simple. Who the injury report? DeAndre Ayton, game time decision with his knee. Luka Doncic out with the groin injury. Jackson Hayes, game time decision with the hamstring. Reeves is still out. So out of the big 3, Reeves and Doncic. So it's going to be old man LeBron holding this thing up. Now, they have played twice so far this season. The Lakers actually did win at Portland in November, but that's been a while. In October, Portland actually won in LA. For the Trailblazers, Scoot Henderson, are we ever going to see him play this season? The question is, I don't know. Thybulle's still out with the knee as well. Grant is a game time decision. Drew Holiday's played pretty well since coming back, game time decision. And we might see Denny Avita back. He is game time decision as well with his back. Regardless for the Blazers on that, with 2 of the big 3 being gone for the Lakers, we do like us some. We missed the game. We sure the hell did. Yeah, we'll get back to it. We do like some Blazers. Money line first quarter, money line first half, and money line for the game. LeBron, 10+ field goals. Who else is going to score? Kamara, 17+ points and assists combined. For the Blazers, 25+ power points, assists, rebounds, and Marcus Smart, because he's going to see a lot of time, 4+ rebounds. Now, let's get back to the game we missed, and I apologize. It's at 9 o'clock Eastern time frame. Wizards at the Nuggets, Ball Arena. This is going to be 2 teams you're not going to recognize because nobody watches Wizards games, and seems like 3/4 of the Nuggets are out. Wizards come in 10-30, though, 4-17 on the road. Nuggets 28-13, 11-6 at home. I'll give the Nuggets credit. They've held on here while Jokic has been out. But the injuries, Vucevic, and Middleton, game time decisions. Belial still out for the Wizards. Cam Whitmore, unfortunately, out for the season. And then Trae Young's not going to play until after the All-Star break because he wants to get paid $50 million, I guess, not to play. For the Nuggets, Christian Braun out. Jokic out. And then we've got 3 big game time decisions. Gordon, Bruce Brown, and Jamal Murray, all game time decisions. for the Nuggets. This one here, it's just two teams that we don't get to see the way they're constructed currently a lot with these injuries. Denver's favored by 13.5. That's too much. 232.5 total in this one. We think this thing gets played in the 240s. So Nuggets over 59.5 first quarter, 118.5 first half, 232.5 for the game. Pickett, 19 plus power points, assists, rebounds combined. We're expecting more out of Bub Carrington. Bub Carrington, 16 plus points and assists. Watson, 2 plus turnovers. Keyshawn George, under 4.5 assists. Mr. Hardaway, 3 plus threes, 15 plus points. And we mentioned Carrington earlier. We also expect 12 plus points and 6 plus assists by Carrington. All right. If that wasn't more than a mouthful, I don't know what was. A lot of bets, a lot of plays. That's why I need to be on that Discord channel to get everything we got. That's a rundown of college basketball, NBA basketball for Saturday, January 17th. If you like the content you're seeing, make sure you give us a subscribe, like it, turn on notifications, leave a comment, all that kind of fun stuff. We greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get back to this daily because we've had some health problems over the last 3 to 4 weeks, but we appreciate everybody's patience with us and continuing to follow us along. All of our episodes brought to you by the world's #1 sports betting app, Outlier. 7-day free trial in the comments section or the YouTube channel page. And, of course, our Discord channel. Get all of our bets early. Get all of our unit sizes. Get bonus material we don't put out to the public as well. By joining the Discord, you'll find that link in the comments section as well as the YouTube channel page, and we'd love to see you there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this episode, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.